That's okay. There it goes. Where did it go? What are we? I don't even know what to do. Everybody's still talking about the same thing right now. I mean, there's Mandalorian, some stuff about the Mandalorian, and some other stuff about the Mandalorian. Brian, what do you got? Oh man, not that it was a bad thing to still have stuff to talk about. Monday morning, Tuesday morning, Wednesday, probably still be people talking about
it's exactly what Disney wanted, so mission accomplished.
I said this to I'm sure a certain duo's, what is it? I'm not even going to try to use the fancy word because it's not sounding right in my brain, and I know it won't come out of my mouth right then. So I'm just going to say, much to their displeasure, that this is the most united the fandom has been since ever, maybe, because a lot of people don't realize, Brian, Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi were both equally controversial between fans and critics in their own day for different reasons. And the split in the sequel trilogy, era, of course, is raw. People seem to have forgotten somehow that the majority of the fandom really did not like the prequel trilogy at all, and that the group that does is like the group that grew up with the prequels, like on home video and watching the Clone Wars cartoon. But just am I wrong? I mean, you see a lot of internet stuff, right? Oh, by the way, good morning, everyone. Welcome to LR Mornings today with Kyle and
Brian.
And yeah, Brian, you have your own podcast, YouTube thing going on. You've got all the things you frequent yourself that are different than myself, and I don't see a lot of negativity.
No, as a matter of fact, like you said, I have my thing going on YouTube, and this was the most successful week for that. And people are looking, people are excited, people are talking. There is a positive buzz around Star Wars. There are channels out there that spend most of their time, criticizing Star Wars, and they've come out with smiles on their faces.
Yeah,
I agree. This is the most united I think the fandom's been in maybe ever
since 1977, and then maybe 19 May. What day did episode 1 come out? Because we were all pretty united in our excitement for episode 1 in 99. Where it went after that.
Yeah, the build up was huge. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. But, and the two nearly $1 billion alone in the U.S. juggernaut that was episode 7. Most people were united with what seemed to be the beginning, right? Like if you go back to that first first movie in the first couple of weeks, and you look at all of the online discussions, largely positive. You and me, even with lots of positive. What are they gonna do with Finn? What are they gonna do with Poe? Oh, we found out Poe's gonna end up stealing the majority of Finn's character. Oh, okay, that's what you guys are gonna do with him. Okay, didn't know that. But anyways, but there's no era of complete unity, and even now you have Facebook groups that I know and unfortunately belong to a couple of these just to see what they say. Hey, but EU only groups, like you can't even mention Disney Star Wars. They're so upset since The Last Jedi. And it's just that those types that it's like, no, you can't talk about it at all. It's like, aren't you kind of sad you can't talk Star Wars right now? It's like a great time to talk Star Wars.
Yeah, I that's funny. But you're right. The fandom it's been weird for several years now. I think more so than any other fandom I can think of, Star Wars is literally split into multiple groups. And in many ways, these groups don't like each other.
You're right.
And it's odd because I can't really think of another fandom really like that exactly. Because even with, say, Star Trek, you do have some that are not fond of the newer stuff, but it's just sort of split into, we like the new stuff, we don't like the new stuff. Where Star Wars, like you said, you have the people who are just into the OT, those who like the prequels, those who like the OT and the prequels, those who like the new movies, those, you know what I mean? It's all these different little groups.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. God, what is that it's the only fandom that's similar is comic book fandom as a whole, because you do have a lot of tribalism in comic book fandom. Star Wars science fiction has a lot of tribalism between stuff like Star Wars and Star Trek. People that just swear by series like X-Files and sneer at stuff like maybe Buffy or something like that, or the cool thing about it is supposed to be that you're supposed to be able to like what you like, and somebody else not like what you like, and that be okay. And at some point that just stopped being all right across society.
Yeah.
It seems like, oh my god. Like, you can't. No, you must fucking love every aspect of the Last Jedi. No, I can certainly poke fun at Ryan Johnson's stupid fucking bombers that wouldn't ever be invented and used. I can absolutely hate on that, but like the Kylo Ren, Luke, and Rey shit, you know? I don't know.
Yeah, and at the end of all this, Disney only cares obviously about one thing, and I think this last couple of months I mean, I don't know the numbers, but I certainly see the T-shirts out and about. People are rocking the Mandalorian gear.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
I would assume they're selling well. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know the numbers, but my assumption is they're selling well. And so that's what Disney wants. It's working out exactly, as they, well, at least this year planned.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. It's God, it's hard to look at the Lucasfilm and like where they were a few years ago, and Jammer was like, "Oh, you can't say anything because it, all but one movie was profitable, and this, that, and the other." And I'm like, just making a profit isn't a success in and of itself. Because I was trying to say that I think the whole future of the film franchise rests with Rogue Squadron, and I think Disney, Lucasfilm, Kennedy, Miss Jenkins, I think you guys might all want to have a good look at the internet. Since 3:30ish a.m. Eastern time, this past Friday, because Brian, correct me if I'm wrong, if they fuck up Rogue Squadron now, that's it for Star Wars movies and anything Star Wars without the name Filoni or Favreau. Am I right, or am I right, or am I right? Right.
Yeah, Disney can't afford another film failure, period. And I think if they have another one, they'll be done with the films. Like you said, they'll just say, "All right, Filoni, here you go. Make these shows for us. Sell us some toys." There's a lot. There's almost more writing on this film than there was on Force Awakens in some ways. Like this is everything as far as the film, similar to Star Trek. Star Trek, they came to the conclusion, you know what, film-wise, it's just not, it doesn't make sense financially. Television, sure, we'll make some shows, we'll sell a few little shirts here and there, but Star Trek is now basically no longer a film franchise, and it's sad, it's been for, many decades. Star Wars could be in the same boat if they screw this up. So no, I agree, this is a big deal.
Yeah, and there's some dissent in the industry as to what is and isn't in Kathleen Kennedy's wheelhouse, what is and isn't in her control. A lot of conflicting stories and a lot of raw emotion involved in it. So I'll just say it's December 21st, 2020. Her contract goes through some point here in 2021. We're hearing nothing about her replacement. We know Alan Horn's going to be replaced by Alan Bergman in 2021, but nobody knows anything about the future of Lucasfilm's leadership right now. Like, it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, she's either staying or they're gonna do it under the radar, and it'll be a quick thing that they don't even really report on. But I, at this point, almost would bet on her staying. Surprisingly,
I am getting that feeling too. Yeah, I am. You know where would be a great place to find out? A fucking convention. I was thinking. Excuse me. was thinking to myself how most of the conventions that sold things for 2020 are just basically saying it carries over to 2021, right? Like San Diego came out and said, yeah, we're not selling 2021 passes. Those that have their 2020 passes that can make it, great. If you can't, okay. And that's if they have one. But I get the feeling that the summer and back conventions might not have the time to organize. Brian, I don't know if there'll be a 2021 San Diego Comic-Con.
I don't think there will be at this point. And I'm basing this solely off of what Florida is doing with, like, say, wrestling events and some sporting events. They made a few announcements last week where they're talking about how they're going to sell tickets. And they're talking in some of their, and I think this is the plan for the next several months, like 3,000 total in a stadium.
Wow.
And, and so there are plans to start having crowds at events and wrestling shows. AEW has had some people come, but it's very limited, and they have everyone separated. And so just looking at what it looks like they're doing, and they're still working out details. How the hell do you hold an event like, specifically, let's talk about Comic-Con. We've been there. There's no, I can't think of a way you could do a social distancing.
No.
In that, I just can't see how you would do it. And like I said, it's not that far off. I mean, it's about a half a year. I don't know, man. I don't know that it's possible.
I mean, there's a lot of things if vendors and whatnot, realtor spaces, whatever it is that's needed to put it on. If they're all willing to be like, deposit pending or some shit, some contractual stuff, you could probably get a lot of pre-planning done now, so long as people know that they'll get their money back if the event doesn't happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think another issue, though, specifically yet again with San Diego, is the two states that are being the most strict, New York and California. Yep. And if you look at what California is doing even right this second, and look at what they're sort of saying they're going to be doing, at least for the foreseeable future, yet again, I don't see how they could even plan San Diego Comic-Con in 2021.
No, not at all. I think there's a chance some of the fall stuff, late summer, fall stuff.
I agree.
Could happen. Yeah, maybe if things are looking good in the at the end of winter, early spring, if things are looking good, that's when I think we could see something about those future later 2021 conventions. But it sucks, dude, because that was always, he's the one place where like all the fandoms came together,
That's the best part of a convention. I mean, yeah, the panels are great, the food shit, but the panels are great. Local food is great, not convention food. But standing in line, you get in a line, you're going to ballroom 20 or whatever, and you're going to sit in that line for an hour, and the people all around you start having conversations, and it's such a cool, positive environment. You meet friends, you meet people that, you see them a day later and you're like, hey, what's up? And, you sit and explain, what did you do yesterday? There's such a positive vibe in the air at those conventions. And I absolutely love it.
It's just one of those those things that in the industry, he of course we missed out on this year. But as a fan, I didn't get to even attend the local one that we get. That's pretty decent. It's ran by Galaxy Con, and we didn't even get to do that really. It sucked, but I'll tell you one cool thing about and this is the lamest segue ever, but cool things about conventions is cosplay playing, and the thing about cosplay, hey, is it actually goes beyond conventions. Like everybody sees it, right? Brian, there's cosplay. The cosplay has its own like convention within a convention at San Diego. There's the competitions, parades, all that stuff. But then you've got these random people that have this dedication to cosplay beyond conventions. They go and do stuff in their own communities, whether it be like birthday parties or civic events, photo ops, graduations, whatever, all this really cool stuff. I met a guy, and he told me a lot about how he got into doing Spider-Man cosplay, and it's a pretty cool story. And so I hope you guys enjoy this interview with him, and we'll talk to you on the other side. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a special segment here on LR Morning. Something that I hope to be able to do more in the future. Bring on some guests that do interesting things. Everything from other podcasters to cosplayers, which is exactly who we're going to be speaking to today. A cosplayer by the name of Roger Vela, who is also known as the Coastal Bend Spider-Man. There it is. There it is. Where's that name come from?
It comes from the location. I'm here in Corpus Christi, Texas, and we're right in what's known as the Coastal Bend.
Okay.
So,
very, very cool.
Just wanted to try and have a name that let people know exactly where I operate. So, it's I thought it was kind of catchy. It's evolved. Like my first Instagram handle is actually the Sarcastic Spider-Man, because I just like funny little edits, where I'm in my suit and I put myself next to like a movie character or a comic book character, and I just say something kind of goofy. Like a lot of my stuff is more like dad jokey. But I get a kick out of this. So at first it was the Sarcastic Spider-Man, but I started doing more than just little edits for myself. I started going to charity events, and then I started doing private birthday parties, and just whenever anyone wanted Spidey to hang out, I would pretty much be open to it, and I've been doing that for a little while now.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering when did you first get your start cosplaying besides Halloween?
Quote unquote officially, it's been like about 4 or 5 years now. I always wanted something that I guess like a big geek could say, like, look what I have, like someone that has a Batman replica suit, or someone that has like a replica sword from like Lord of the Rings. They can say, look at this, like this awesome piece of geekery that I that I have. It just started out that I always wanted a spider suit, because obviously I'm a fan, and I found a website that you can actually get measured out, and you can order from a variety of different patterns. I know a lot of cosplayers, they make their own outfits, and I really respect them for doing that. But cosplay in general, you can either make or buy, or have it commissioned, or collaborate with other people. Like any way you get your costume, you can still have fun with it.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I've seen uh a lot of because as a doing the thing with LRM, we get sent to some of the conventions to cover them for the website, and I actually wanted to create a kind of unique take on Scarlet Spider myself.
Yeah.
I wanted the hoodie. I was gonna do something different with the pants because I needed to be able to still work the convention. Still do Q&A's type things, videotape, and all that. But I found the most interesting thing of all for Spider-Man cosplayers is your guys's headpieces and face plates. Um, the eyes, the way that those things are molded, like looking into just buying that was crazy.
Yeah, the face shells, those are they're pretty cool. They freaked me out the first time I saw them because obviously I wondered how do they get that perfect
Hmm.
shape in the movies? Like it's perfect. How do you do that? And then it's actually behind the scenes. You see like the movie grade face shells. You see Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, even Tom Holland. They all have the suits. Some of them are more built in. Some of
Hmm.
them are more like the cosplay variety, to where you can actually slip it underneath the fabric and then put like slide the costume over it and zip up.
Mm. Very
But
cool.
I have several of these, and they're made out of foam most of the time. It depends on where you get them from. Some are made from
Right.
some foam. Some have a more hard resin sort of feel to them. Uh, but I like to put plastic dip on mine, so that way when I put it underneath my mask, the fabric doesn't slide around. I can just adjust it once
Yeah.
in the mirror, and then it'll basically stay that way for a good uh, several hours.
Ah, very cool. Very cool. You learn little tricks of your trade as the years go on. Now, I see you very often in what looks like I believe it's called the accelerated suit from PS4 game. I think that's what you've got on your banner on Twitter right now, right?
Yes, yes, that's the advanced suit from the PS4
Advanced.
game.
That's what it was
Yeah.
called. Why did I say accelerated? There is an accelerated suit, isn't there?
There is an accelerated suit in
Yeah.
there. So a bonus suit that you can get. It looks really cool.
I'm also a huge Spider-Man fan. I got my company commander actually thought I was in a gang because it's a spider web tattoo, but it's Spider-Man's classic spider in the middle of it, and then it's all highlighted in red and blue. And I looked at him and I was like, sir, I've got 4 Final Fantasy tattoos on my legs. What type of gang am I going to be in? But what is it about Spider-Man that speaks to you so much that you wanted to bring that same joy to others?
Well. First off, side note, it's awesome that you have some Final Fantasy tattoos.
Oh, thanks.
Very awesome. And I apologize if you can hear my son. He's
Oh,
coming
that's
around the house, and he loves to be vocal.
that's fine. Fine, you're good, man. Keep
Uh,
going.
but aside from that, getting back to the question, just I ever since I was a kid and I first saw the character, there was just something about him that was really relatable. I don't know if it was the fact that when I first saw him, he was also a bit of a younger character. Uh,
Hmm.
I don't know if it was more of the fact that his family wasn't exactly rich
Hmm.
or prominent, and my own family wasn't exactly rich or prominent. My parents were working class. His parents, before you find out that they were gone,
Right.
or that they were secret agents way later. They always seemed to be working class. His Aunt May and Uncle Ben, working class people, good people. It seemed like most of my family, so it was very
Mhm.
easy for me to sort of project myself underneath the mask. And Peter, when he was young, he got bullied at school. and part of it was for his intelligence. I could relate to that because I myself, I was bullied a bit when I was young because I got good grades and I tried to do well, and yeah, there was a lot of different aspects that I could really relate to the character. And once I started really getting into the comics, because first, I was before I could actually read, I had a toy, and then I saw the cartoons, and then when I got into the comics, really got to see the depth of the responsibility that he feels, like
Yeah.
towards all of his fellow man.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
I think that might be the biggest part. Just that sense of responsibility that he has. He sees something bad happening, and he knows that he can stop it. And I think most people have that voice inside them, and unfortunately, some people ignore it. Other people
Yeah.
act on it sometimes. The thing that I love about him is that he always acts on it. If he sees something bad happening and he can stop it, he will stop it.
Right. I loved me personally. I like Tom Holland's MCU Spider-Man quite a bit. I was pleased to not have to relive Uncle Ben's death on screen again. I know some people really wanted that, but there's a line in Civil War when Tony is recruiting Peter, and it's basically Peter explaining the Uncle Ben's story, but he does it in such a way. McFreely and Marcus McFreely and McCullough, I think, is the other writer, and of course the Russo brothers. So great. Tom says something along the lines of when you have the powers that I do, and the bad things happen, and you can stop them, and you don't, and he just kind of fades away there, and that's our moment with Peter remembering his failure and why he won't, like you said, let something go if he can try to stop it. So that's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
That is a great story, and I really appreciate you sharing that with us. Spider-Man speaks to a lot of people. As Stan Lee himself was one of the people that said one of the great things about Spider-Man is anybody can be underneath that mask. Any person, any kid, with any skin, any hair, any defects, anything could be he under that mask and be Spider-Man. So I like that quite a bit. Last little bit, man. I want to know really what got you into doing parties and civic events. What's the reaction like with kids, and what's the reaction to adults? Do parents like at schools come and like ask you weird questions, or is everybody pretty cool with it?
Um, it's been an interesting ride. The first time I went out, it was actually to a local comic book shop.
Mhm.
I had posted a few pictures, and I had been thinking about like I got this suit, I might as well wear it and do something with it, and maybe have a little fun. And there was a local comic book shop around here. It's actually called Comics Plus. They're a great place, really friendly people. They were having a few heroes and other cosplayers. I didn't even know there were cosplayers around where I lived
Mhm.
at the time. They were going to be there. They were going to be posted inside the comic shop and just try and say hi to the kids. They were going to have a big sale. I think it was like a Batman day. I can't even remember. It's been like I said, 4 or 5 years. But I got in contact with them, and I just kind of went for it. I just jumped in with both feet to do an event. And at first it was a little awkward. I felt I felt a little weird being out in basically a bodysuit.
Mhm.
When you put them on for the first time, if you're not used to it, it kind of feels like a big pair of underwear or something.
I bet you definitely start noticing every little part of your body that you might not be happy with.
Oh yeah, you see every little defect when you put the suit on. But yeah, that was the first time, and I just got some really good reactions. Kids came up and they just brighten up. Their eyes get wide. The teeth come out. They're just happy, and it was a really good experience. And I decided, well, maybe I should try and do this a little bit more often. And I started finding, a couple more events. At first it was Comics Plus, and then they recommended me to a couple other people. They said that I was pretty good with the kids, and then I got recommended to a couple other people. Doing things that I've done things for like the Natural Science Museum around here. I've done several different comic shops. I've walked the boulevard. I actually did. It wasn't even Spidey related. I got to do an Easter Bunny gig because a friend was going to go out of town, and he knew that I, entertain and stuff, I guess you would call it.
Right.
And so he asked me, like, can you just come over here and sit in a bunny suit for 3 hours, and I'll pay you $100. I was like, well, okay. You're really twisting my arm here.
Yeah.
But then when I actually put on that bunny suit, I realized why he was willing to pay me $100. It was hot.
Oh, I can imagine. I did a silly little horror movie where Santa gets poisoned by spilled army chemicals, and the Santa suit was it was god awful hot, and it was wintertime even, and it was still just god awful hot, and yeah, I can imagine what a bunny the Easter bunny suit would be like. Oh man, it sounds like you've got quite the life going on. You're out there putting smiles on kids' faces. You're putting a smile on your own face, and in 2020, man, that's really hard to do, and it's as important to get that smile on your own face as it is to try to get some on some others' faces as well. Uh, the last question for anyone else that would be interested in getting started in cosplay the way that you do, not just for conventions, but also for conventions as well. But what type of advice would you offer a aspiring Spidey cosplayer?
To any aspiring Spidey cosplayer, I would say just go for it. There's a lot of people I see on Instagram, on Twitter. They say, I love the costumes that such and such wears, or I love the suits that this cosplayer, has designed, and they say that they want to get into it, but they're a little self-conscious and they're not sure if they should. You should just go for it. Like, it doesn't matter what your situation is. If you feel like you want to emulate that character, if you relate to that character and you want to pay tribute to them by taking on that character literally in their clothes, go for it. As long as they speak to you and as long as you really love the character, cosplay is for absolutely everybody. And Spider-Man especially, he's someone that anybody can be, like Into the Spider-Verse. Anyone can wear the mask. So if you're feeling insecure about it and you're not sure if you should go for it, go for it. If you have thought about it but you're not sure because you think it's fun but you're not too sure it's something new and you're kind of scared, go for it. I was scared when I first did it, and now it's something that I absolutely love. I have about 4 suits. I'm working on my 5th, which is my original Scarlet Spider. I have a 6th one that is coming in. So it's a lot of fun. You can get a lot of satisfaction from making people happy. Not just the kids, the parents freak out too. So it's a ton of fun.
I have seen some of your posts as you're working on that Scarlet Spider. It's correct me if I'm wrong, but it looks slightly inspired by one of the latest ones in either the comics or the cartoon, where there's a lot of black and red.
Yeah, I got that from it is from the more later Spider-Man cartoons and comics. They've brought out the red and black color scheme several times, and I've always been a really big fan of that. So I tried to, well, of course, Scarlet Spider. Like Ben Reilly is one of my favorite side characters in the Spider universe. So I wanted to try and do an original take. I wanted to have it mainly red, but throw some black in there to really get that really good contrast.
Yeah. Well, Roger, thank you so much for your time, man. I really appreciate it. You keep up the great work out there. I will let you go ahead and plug what you do. So go at it.
Thank you so much, for interviewing me. I'm incredibly flattered. And for anyone that hears this, I am on social media. I'm on Instagram at the Coastal Bend Spider-Man. There's underscores in between every one of those words. And I'm also on Twitter at the CB Spidey. And I just like to post up a lot of cosplay stuff and whatever's going on with me and my kid and my family. So hope to see you guys online, and hope you guys have a really good rest of the episode.
All right. Thank you very much, Roger. Hey, you have happy holidays, Merry Christmas, all that good stuff. And stay safe out there, Spider-Man.
All right. Happy holidays.
Thank you. All right. We appreciate it. Thank you guys for checking that out. Brian, I've actually done cosplay outside of Halloween. Have you ever done any?
I have not, but I work with youth, and I've been at a couple of events where we actually had some cosplayers come and speak with the kids and sick kids, and been in a couple of events, and they've always been phenomenal. The different groups we've worked with, but me personally, no.
You actually was at the New York 2016 con with my family, and myself and my family, and we did our Ninja Turtles theme cosplay, which was great. And then I was supposed to do a Team Fortress thing with my family, but it didn't work out. But for me, but it did for my wife and kid. So that was a lot of fun. I would love. I'm not gonna fucking lie. Fuck yeah, I would love to be able to afford some of the really good stuff to do to do local things, because like Spider-Man's great. Like I fucking love Spider-Man, but like let's start seeing some anime characters and video game characters at these parties and civic event. Like where's our Clouds and our Sephiroths from Final Fantasy VII and its remake?
Yeah.
I don't know. The swords get heavy, I guess. I got a fucking life. Well, I guess fairly life-sized keyblade made out of metal. It's ridiculously heavy and loud. But yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I like seeing stuff like that. You know. I'll finish this whole cosplay thing off with this. The one thing I noticed, and maybe in the future it'll change, but you see a hell of a lot more Marvel Cinematic Universe actors in character, in costume, and sometimes, if not in complete costume, in a partial costume in character, visiting charities and kids in hospitals and making bets with each other for charity. Like, you don't see jack shit from fucking any of the DC fuckers. Is that bad?
I mean, the MCU is Disney. I mean, we got to remember But I mean, I'm not saying they're not good people. Obviously, they're doing good things. But I'm pretty sure it's part of the whole promoting, thing.
Yeah, I guess, but they didn't. I mean, they didn't parade the Star Wars people around like that. You didn't see any of the Star Wars cast making bets with each. They had no close knit. Oh yeah, that's right. Right, they didn't plan anything out. Damn, I forgot. Ooh, I went there, Brian. Anyways, I think that'll do it for tonight. For today, I broke wall, whatever. I don't care. Shit. Fucking tired. That'll do it for today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for listening today. Check out the website, LRMonline.com. Every single day, all your entertainment news, needs, and opinions. YouTube channel, subscribe to it. Podcast network, Spotify, Soundcloud. Make sure you guys are following us so you can be notified when new episodes hit the air. Brian has a YouTube channel he would love to tell you about.
It's Pulp Mythos, PULPMYTHOS. It's one word. And yeah, currently doing The Stand and Your Honor.
There you guys go. And you guys can find me at That Guy Malone on Twitter. Thank you so much for listening. We will talk to you tomorrow.